Boss, me? No, no.
Please mute your mic. Mute your mic. Okay, let me mute everyone. Mute all. You're welcome. You're welcome. We'll start the class in a few minutes. You're welcome. Please just mute your mic. Mr. Joseph, mute your mic. Your mic. Let me mute everyone. So, you're welcome. You're welcome. We'll start the class in a few minutes. You're welcome. Please just mute your mic. Mr. Joseph, mute your mic. You're welcome. You're welcome. Start the class in a few minutes. Please just mute your mic. Mr. Joseph, mute your mic. Good morning. You're welcome to today's live stream session. If you have any question, if you have any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, if you have any pair, any question, just drop it in the comment section. Can you all see my screen? If there's no noise at your hand, Ebuka, you can just leave your mic open. I want to be getting feedback from one of you. Ebuka, if there's no noise at your hand, you can unmute your mic. I believe you all can see my screen. Mr. Joseph, if there's no noise at your hand, you can unmute your mic. Ebuka, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Drop a comment if you can hear me, Ebuka. Okay, if you have any question, anything you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. So let's start by looking at the yen basket. We need to look at the fundamentals. I think there are 2 or 3 major news that will be released from the United States by 1:30 p.m. Unemployment claims, flash manufacturing PMI, and flash services PMI. So this major news will be released by between 1:30 and 3 p.m. Between 1:30 and 3 p.m. So we should look out for this. Okay, so given the forecast value, and the forecast is 230, previous was 229, here 50.2, and here is on 49.9. So wait for the actual data to be released by 1:30, between 1:30 and 3 p.m. I think that would be the good time to look for your setup. Look for your setup between 1:30 and 2:45 p.m. Okay, so let's start by looking at the yen basket. I shared with you guys yesterday that my bias for yen is bearish, but so far yen is still bullish. It's still buying. It is still buying, but my bias on yen still remains bearish. Okay, so I would only go bearish if a bearish reversal pattern forms on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, right now it is still bullish. The daily is still bullish, and also 4-hour is still bullish. Okay, it's currently at a premium area, right? We had a fair value gap here. I think it has, yeah, this is the fair value gap. So I see this fair value gap. It has filled this fair value gap. So price is likely going to retrace from that area. This is a premium area, okay? So it's likely going to retrace. So wait for previous 4-hour candle was bullish. Go down to 1 hour. Let's see what we had on 1 hour. You can see on 1 hour we had a spinning top on 1 hour. Okay, so I would like to see 1 hour candle close below the low of this bullish candle before going bearish on yen. Okay, I would like to see 1 hour candle close below the low of this candle. Let's also see what we have on 15 minutes after the close of that spinning top. Okay, so this is what we had on 15 minutes. So I would like to see This is the low of the last bullish candlestick that formed before this reversal. So I'd like to see 1 hour candle close below this low before going bearish on yen basket. I hope that is clear. That's my take on the yen basket. Let's look at dollar index, DXY. If there's anything you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. GJGUEA, okay? So dollar index, I expect dollar index to be bearish. I think this bullish move we saw this morning was to clear liquidity, okay? All the liquidity residing at this previous high. I think that's the reason for the buy this morning, the bullish move on DXY. And I think they've cleared all the liquidity, all the buy side liquidity. I think that has been cleared. So let's start with the daily. Okay, so I would be looking for sells on dollar index today. Okay, I'm interested in selling the dollar index. Let's see what's playing out. Let's start with the daily. Yesterday was strongly bearish yesterday. And after the close of yesterday, what pattern do we have on? We expect that after this impulse move, this is an impulse move, there will definitely be a retracement. And I think that's what is playing out in the market. So after the close of yesterday candle, what pattern do we have on 4 hour? Let's see. On 4 hour. So you can see the pattern we had on 4 hour. We had an hammer here on 4 hour time frame. This is an hammer. So it's most likely DXY might come fill this fair value gap it's created here before going bearish. That's what I see playing out on. Because this high here, the high of this candle, I believe, is an area of liquidity, which they might want to clear. Okay, I think they've even cleared that high. Yeah, that high has been cleared. You can see that. Yeah, they've cleared the liquidity residing at that previous high. So if a bearish reversal pattern forms after this sweep of liquidity, one can look for sell. Okay, so wait for a bearish reversal pattern to form on the 4 hour, 1 hour time frame before we go bearish. Okay, so this will be a good area to consider selling the dollar. And if you are selling the dollar, the next draw on liquidity will be this low. Okay, so wait for a bearish reversal pattern to form before you go bearish on the dollar. At the moment, it is bullish. Let's see what's happening on 1 hour. Okay, so this is what we have on 1 hour at the moment. Liquidity reset at this previous high has been cleared. So let's wait for a valid bearish reversal pattern to form. So it's best to wait for 4 hour candle to close. That's what I would advise. Wait for 4 hour candle to close. And then you can decide on which direction to follow. I think the current 4 hour candle will close by 2 p.m. By 2 p.m. And by that time, one of the major news would have been released from the United States. That will be the right time to look for your setup. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Okay, so let's move to currency pairs. Let's start with GU. If I'm considering selling dollar, then I should go for buys on GU, right? I'm considering selling the dollar, I should look for buy setup on GU. Okay, so on GU, I think let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, so yesterday liquidity residing at this previous high was cleared on the daily time frame. You can see the liquidity that was residing at this previous high. It was cleared yesterday. Okay, created a new high. And when we go down to 4 hour after the formation of yesterday candle, after the close of yesterday candle, let's see what we had on 4 hour time frame. Okay, so this is what we had on 4 hour time frame. Okay, one can consider selling if this low is broken. Okay, if this low is broken, I would like to see this low broken for me to consider selling GBP USD, but I'm not interested in selling GBP USD. Okay, I'm going bullish on GBP USD. So I think it's created a fair value gap here. Right? On a 4 hour time frame, it's created a fair value gap here. Yesterday, it tested that gap. You can see this movement, the retracement tested this gap. This bullish candle also tested this gap. Okay, so they might want to play the liquidity residing at this low. Okay, so if a bullish reversal pattern forms on 4 hour time frame, I would be buying GBP USD. I would buy GBP USD if a bullish reversal pattern forms. on the 4-hour time frame. And if I'm buying above this zone, this will be my target. And my stop loss will be a few pips below this low. My risk on this trade would not exceed 20 pips. 20 pips. And if I'm buying, let's assume a candle close at this point and I decide to buy 3405 and I'm aiming for 60 pips just to risk 20 pips. That's a 1:3 risk reward. That's 1:3 risk reward. Okay, so that's my take on GU. Looking for buys on GU. Looking for buys on GU. So we'll wait for this current 4-hour candle to close. This 4-hour candle will close by 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Okay, so I would advise you wait for that candle to close before you take your trade if you're considering trading GU. Okay, let's look at EU. EU also, I'm looking for buys on EU. Okay, cool. I love what I'm seeing on EU. I love what I'm seeing on EU. Okay, so yesterday we had this on GU. Let's start with the daily time frame. So yesterday candle was bullish, strongly bullish, and I think this was used to fill a fair value gap. I think it was used to fill a fair value gap here. Let me just confirm on 4-hour time frame. So you can see we had a fair value gap here, and that movement was to fill that gap. Can you see this gap? See, at this point it tested it. If you look at the time this formed, it was late hours. Late hours, it was around 6-7 p.m. Nigerian time. This 6-7 p.m. Nigerian time. We tested that area yesterday. I was ready for that move, and price pulled back. As you can see, it created a fair value gap here, and price just filled this fair value gap. I shared this with you yesterday that EU is likely going to come and fill this fair value gap. I think it has filled it already. So wait for the current 4-hour candle to close, though we still have a fair value gap here on EU, which it might want to come fill it. Okay. All I need to see is a bullish reversal pattern forming after this fair value gap has been filled. If it doesn't form, you can see it's trading below it. If it does not close above this fair value gap, it means it's coming for this next fair value gap. Okay. And I think this fair value gap is at a discount area. You apply your Fibonacci from this swing low, this level, you apply it to this level. Okay. This fair value gap.
It's a bit Fibonacci, bro.
See, this fair value gap is at a discount area, so they might want to test this. They might want to come and fill this fair value gap, but it's the candlestick pattern that formed after these gaps get filled that will determine if I would go bullish. I hope you're following. Okay, it's the candlestick pattern that will determine if it's the right time to buy. Okay, so that's it for GU and EU. Let's look at GJ. The buyers on GJ is buy. It's buy. Once I see a bearish setup on yen basket, then I'll go bullish on GJ. Okay. Once I see the sell setup on yen basket, then I'll go bullish on GJ. Okay, so on GJ, you can see if I apply our Fibonacci 2 on GJ, you would see that price is currently at you can see that price is currently at a discount area. We apply a Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high. You can see price is currently at a discount area. Okay, and you can see we had a fair value gap here. Okay, that could also be the reason for the pullback. You can see we had a fair value gap here. This fair value gap has been filled. If a bullish reversal pattern forms, okay, we had a fair value gap here. This has been filled. We also have another fair value gap here. You might want to test. Okay. So these are the areas I will be considering buying GJ. Okay. I also ensure that the yen basket is bearish. I need to see a self setup on yen basket before going bullish on GJ. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. EA. 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 Few minutes. Let's see. EA. Okay, I took a sell on EA. Let's see what's happening on EA. I took a sell on EA. Let's see what's happening. Euro, Australian dollar. Let's see. Okay, so I took a sell on EA, which is in small profits. It's in small profits. Okay. So EA, my bias on EA is bearish. Let's start with the daily. My bias on EA is bearish. I think what they did this morning was to clear the liquidity residing at this previous high. Yesterday candle tested that high, but it didn't. I don't think it's that level. Okay, it's tested that level yesterday, and this morning also it tested that level. You can see they've tested that level, and there's a strong rejection from that area of liquidity. Okay, so you can see the pattern that formed on 4 hour. We had a shooting star here on 4 hour. So after the formation of the shooting star, we go down to 1 hour. Okay, so on 1 hour, we identify the low of this last bullish candlestick that formed before this retracement. Okay, so you can see the market is trading below that level. Then let's go down to 15 minutes also to identify the low of the last bearish candlestick that formed. Okay, this is the low. Okay, so this is the low. Okay, so the market is trading below this area. Okay, but price might still likely, because an area of liquidity was created here. So they might still want to come and test for this level. So I took the trade, set my stop loss at this level because I know they might still want to come and clear the liquidity residing at this previous. So my stop loss is at this level at the moment. Okay, if after they've achieved, if after they've swept the liquidity residing at this high and price closes below, turns back to close below this level, then I will adjust my stop loss from this point to this point. But at the moment, my stop loss is here. I want to see if they will come for the stop losses residing or the liquidity residing at this high. If they do that, I'll wait for price to 1 hour candle to close below the low of this candle, below this level, before I would adjust my stop loss to this level. I hope that is clear. So that is my take on GJ, GU, EA, and Euro USD. If you have any question, just unmute your mic. If you have any question on any pair, just unmute your mic. If you have a contrary view on any of these pairs that I've analyzed, let me know in the comment section. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Mr. Joseph Ebuka, can you hear me? Do you have any question? Unmute your mic. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, any question?
No, sir. No, sir.
Mr. Joseph, are you here? Do you have any question?
No, boss. No question, sir.
All right. So that'll be all for today's session. Okay, that'll be all for today's session. So like I said, let's wait by 2. I think we would find a good setup. We'll find a good setup by 2. Okay, so appreciate you guys for your participation, and I wish you all a profitable trading day. Ensure you apply good risk and money management. Always use stop loss on all your trade. Hope does not work in this market. If you know you've made an error, exit the trade and wait for the next opportunity. All right, guys, bye. I didn't record the session.